Hey guys, Nkeets here, back with another video, and today we've got more Overwatch 2 for you guys. It's not gone anywhere, it's just a bit of a rough patch. Season 1 has been kinda rough, and I will have a Season 1 recap video following after this to talk about Season 1 and my thoughts and all of that. And yeah, it should be something. It should be coming out right before, December 6th when Season 2 launches. But enough about that. We're here for our hero guide on our buddy Lucio. Yes, we're back with more hero guides. Now, I want to talk about the format going forward. Basically, I normally would have a bonus gameplay footage with commentary after I did the whole introduction on the character. But it became very apparent how hard that is to do in Overwatch 2 without the LFG system, which I will mention in my little season recap video, I believe. That's for a later time. We're not here for that. But yeah, it was very easy to use LFG to get people to help me out with that. And now it's like you just gotta have to get lucky with, people talking in your lobbies and hopefully, not be jerks, talk crap about you. But yeah, it's a little harder now to actually, make videos with that. So now I'm just gonna have a very short, concise, no gameplay audio, just me talking about the character, how good they are. Are there any counters? Are they easy or hard to play? When should you play them? Stuff like that. Well, without further ado, let's get into it. Lucio is a support character. Don't get that twisted with him being just a healer. He is in the support category, and Lucio is very good at actually supporting his team, not just healing them the whole time. But no, he has a way to support his team through his two different unique passives that he can, use on his team. But before we get into that, we gotta go over his weapon, which is his sonic amplifier. And the sonic amplifier basically is like a sound gun of sorts, and it shoots and it does a decent amount of damage, not too much, but because you're in the support category. But yes, it is there to shoot, deal damage, and still, manage to keep your role as a healer as well, to heal and support. And it comes with two unique passive abilities, which are, I believe, I guess this is music or whatever you want to call it. He's like an artist of sorts or a musician, and he powers everyone through music. So there's two different tracks that he plays. One is to heal, and the other one is to speed boost. And you can switch between each one, and there's no cooldown, but there is an area around Lucio that, with a number indicator, can tell you how many people are in your vicinity that you are helping with that. So that really can take into consideration when you're trying to use his next ability, which is his Amp It Up. And Amp It Up is like the name suggests, you amp up his current track that he's playing, which is either you're amping up his healing or you're amping up his speed boost. Now, it goes, I believe, for 3 to 4 seconds, and after that, it goes on to a 12-second cooldown. Now, this is an ability with, when you have a very long cooldown, you gotta think about how well you want to use your Amp It Up and which track is very good. Well, I wouldn't say there's really a good one. Most of the people would probably just amp up the healing, because Lucio's healing isn't the best, since it's supposed to be used for his team and not a single target. So usually it goes to that point. But don't underestimate, amplifying speed boost for characters that have low mobility. So that's pretty cool. And then we're moving on to, I guess, his second ability, or his alt fire, which is his sound wave. Sound wave basically knocks people off, it just pushes them away from you, and you can boop them off the map if you're really feeling like that, which is what most people do. They, push them off the map. They can't do anything about it. It's nice, quick ability because it's only on 4 seconds, so you can use this to get people off you or off your team if you're feeling that, because you need to, still support your team with while you're, healing and stuff like that. So that's a very nice ability, and of course, it all stems from the memes of booping and stuff like that. People love to do that for different plays of the game, but for technical purposes, yes, it is a very powerful ability. You can actually assault a lot of people with that, and Lucio can actually be a very good solo support by going off and doing his own thing because of his quick speed, mobility, and his upcoming passive, which is wall ride. Now Lucio, I guess, skates. He skates the entire match. So, and with that, he basically can actually, I really don't know how it works, but he can magnetize himself onto a flat surface, and you can just wall ride around the wall until you want to get off. And when you do get off, it actually gives you a short boost of speed that you need, and this is very good when you're you're taken out and you have to come back from spawn. You can ride and try to maximize your speed in some cases to get back. So those are the abilities, I believe, and now we move on to his ultimate. Now his ultimate is called Sound Barrier, and Sound Barrier also, this takes into consideration of the number indicator that you're seeing whenever you're near your team. You want to consider this the most important part when dropping your ult, because that is how many people are going to be affected by it. So Sound Barrier, well, is basically what it does is he drops the beats, and yes, you have to watch him fully drop the beat onto the ground. That's when his ability activates. We'll go over that, why that is very important into his counters and stuff like that. But once you do, it creates a ton of overhealth, which is what's new in this game as opposed to, I guess, shields, or I don't know what you want to call it. Yeah, overhealth. So it gives a ton, I believe double. I don't know what the exact number is, but it's a lot. It's a lot to actually go through with any character. So it's a very powerful, offensive and sometimes even defensive when the enemy team is throwing a bunch of offensive ults at you. You can just give them a whole bunch of shields or health and try to just survive that ult particularly. So it's very good at countering, and it's a very powerful support ult. Not the best one, but it's very powerful nonetheless, because you could use this with pushing in or, like I said, trying to counter ult. So that's Sound Barrier. Now, that's all of his abilities. Well, is Lucio good? Yes, he is. He's actually one of the best supports right next to Kiriko. And why? Because of his mobility. You can give also your mobility to other people that lack mobility. So for instance, if you have a team like Reinhardt or even Reaper that most likely need to go up into someone's face to do any sort of damage, Lucio helps with that because of his speed boost as well as Amp It Up, which allows you even more speed. So yeah, it helps characters that have no particular mobility to actually be more useful in the fight, or getting them out of there with a speed. So yeah, you want to really use your speed a lot. So it's really good. Lucio can survive. Of course, he does get that auto health regen for the support class, but that's not really what's important. But yeah, he's really tough to kill a lot of the times unless you can really poke him out or slow him down or something like that. So now, Lucio, is he easy or hard to play? I would say I would say if you're playing the very passive, just mostly near your team, I guess you're not really doing much, you're just on healing. Yeah, he's pretty easy. He has AoE healing, which is really good. The only one that can do that is Brig, but we'll get to Brig way out there later, and we'll see why Brig isn't as good as Lucio. But now, what else is Lucio? Lucio technically can get countered by a few characters. If you have really good hit scan, you can just take him out. Mei slows him down, makes it harder for him to actually do anything. But yeah, Lucio is honestly really easy, but also has a very high skill ceiling because of his wall ride. His wall ride is where you want to master because it helps you maneuver the map much faster than any other character in the game. Especially if you're coming from spawn, you can do a little trick where you can wall ride, jump, try to wall ride and get more speed and momentum to get back to your team, or try to help any character that's coming from spawn with your speed boost so you can go in there together much faster than someone who's trying to get there by themselves. Lucio is a very powerful support, I'd say, and I don't know what he needs, like if he's gonna get nerfed. Is he too much? Not really. I don't think he's that bad. I think Lucio is in a very good spot. I think, you know, he's also very fun to play. Not like it's a, oh my god, bored, let's play something else. No, Lucio's kind of cool. I like Lucio, and yes, he's very good, has a good high skill ceiling, and I will apologize and add stuff if I missed anything in this video, but that's really about what I wrap up Lucio. Lucio's good. Play him until he gets nerfed. And that, without further ado, thanks for watching, guys.